DGFL24 on EA Sports. And all eyes are on Andy Dalton. After his last game, he's now across 3,000 yards for the season. It's the Titans and the Hawks, and it's coming up next.
We are pleased, as always, to be bringing you coverage of the National Football League on EA Sports. It is Week 16 in the NFL, and we've got a good one in store, as it'll be the Seattle Seahawks taking on the Tennessee Titans. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. Charles, we take a look at this Titan Ball Club entering play. They come in the midst of a season-crushing losing streak. It's up to 9 games now.
And I don't have a PhD in psychology, but you can see it in their body language. This is not a team that is organized and been ready to play.
Meanwhile, for our visitors, the Seahawks, they come into this one fresh off a victory that finally snapped a 6-game losing streak.
And there's
Christmas Eve to all. What a good one we have in store as we are underway here in Week 16. This fielded right at the goal line. And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. So out come the Seahawks now for their first possession. They'll be led out by a Heisman runner-up during his college days. It's the versatile Jalen Hurts.
Well, he did go 2-2 in the last ball game. Well, actually, he went 2-2-1, with the 1 being the victory.
Yeah.
That's the bottom line there. But wasn't it funny at practice? He threw one when we were watching, threw an interception, and the defense got on him a little bit, good-naturedly. But they're letting him know, you got to cut down those interceptions. We can't bail you out all the time.
Yeah, 2 touchdowns, 2 picks. But as you said, they got the win in that effort last week. Here's a 2nd and 5 now from the 25. And again, it's Chubb. And they'll take him down at the 31-yard line. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a first down. Charles, they won last week despite him not running the ball well. They told us need to get him going. Runs like that help.
And they talked to us about leaning on him because, as you noted, last week they didn't have to. Still won the ball game. They leaned on other people to give them the yardage that they needed. But they really want him to be that guy, and that's what they're doing early in this game.
Now a 2nd and 10. Chubb running to the wide side. And he went backwards. He'll be down at the 30. It'll go as a loss of a yard, so now they deal with 3rd and 11. You talk about this Titan defense. Against the pass, just numbers that they haven't liked. Number 30 in the league right now.
And I think you're going to see some changes in the offseason, whether it's through the draft.
Oh, this is taken in. It's complete. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Danny Gray. His 5th touchdown now on the year. And the Seahawks will jump on top with the game's first score here this afternoon. Well, they said that they wanted to get him involved early, and what a way to cap their opening drive, Charles. We know he's one of the fastest receivers in the NFL, and he showcased it on that play.
And when you have a guy like that, you want to make sure the defense sees him early, right? You want to see how they're going to adjust, how they're going to try and guard him, because they can't replicate his speed in practice unless they've got one of the few guys who are as fast as he is. And all it took was 1 drive. He burned them, and I don't think it's the last time they call his number in this one.
And he'll be stopped right around where he would have been had he gone down to a knee, maybe a yard shy of there at the 24. So now the Titans get their first shot on offense. They'll be led out by the Red Rifle. From TCU, it's Andy Dalton.
And the numbers were not pretty. I mean, they don't look right. When you throw 2 interceptions, no touchdown passes, there's no way to really make that work. But I thought there were a lot of positives in watching his game tape. I think he's close to putting out a good performance. Let's see if he can flip those numbers around in this game. And, of course, rally his team to a win.
Here's 2nd and 10. So Dalton now. And incomplete on the deep ball.
Tough series for the passing game. Things just aren't clicking. Hoping they can come through on this play and get this series back on track with a completion for enough yardage for a first down.
3rd down, a shot here for Dalton. Looking for Cooks, and it's intercepted. Daxton hit. Now he's hit on the return. It's a loose football. And the Seahawks have picked it up. And he's going to take this one back to the 37-yard line. Obviously, you got to hold on to the football, but I've got to give credit to the defense there. Good job of knocking it free. Yeah, because a lot of the time we just blame the offensive players for not taking care of it. How about the effort of the defensive players knowing that guys are going to, and if they're good, anticipate the contact coming and try and cover up the football. And they still find ways to knock it free. Seattle's offense coming back onto the field, ready for their second drive. And they'll have good field position here following the interception and a chance to build on their lead as they start with a 1st and 10. Hurts throw there, complete to Hamler. From the 31, here's 2nd and 3. Here's Hurts to throw. That's to the tight end, Colby Parkinson. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. It's his first catch, and it'll be good for 15 and a 1st down. Someone sharp in this game. I mean, a touchdown pass on the first drive and comes right back, and he's flinging it around really well here. Really nice throw there to pick up the 1st down. You kind of just feel a laser focus and confidence about him, and I think we saw that this week, didn't we? Talking to him and the coaches, they felt good about his performance coming up. Yeah, I was really impressed with that last practice we saw when they went through 2-minute drill, when they went through all the different situations. Ball hardly hit the ground, and I thought, yeah, he might be locked in for this one. Now a throw to the end zone on 1st down, but it winds up incomplete. A line of scrimmage, once again the 5 as they get ready for 2nd and goal. They go up the middle with Chubb. And he's going to press this one forward as they stop him right around the 1. It'll be a gain of 5, and it's going to set up a 3rd and goal. Hurts sets up to throw it. That's to the pylon and incomplete. 4th down now as the Titans defense holds up in coverage. So they opted to pass for it on 3rd and goal. Let's see what they do on 4th and goal. Well, I think they threw it with the idea that if they didn't get it, they would go for it on 4th. And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Nick Chubb with his 4th rushing touchdown on the year. And the Seahawks' decision to go for it pays off with 6 points. An early decision point here, Charles. Maybe one we'll look back on later. They go on 4th and goal, and they punch it in for the touchdown. We always talk about how football is a game of confidence, and that's how you get it right there. Leave your offense out there and tell them I believe in you. And they pay it off with 6 points. The kickoff team on the field now as they will send this one away. Taking it about the 1. And he will make it to the 20-yard line and no further. And as this offense makes their way back out, it's AFC playoff race time as we give you a look. And Charles, it's kind of gut check time. Look, I know it's early, first quarter, just their 2nd drive of the game, but they've already thrown the interception, given up the score. You're down double digits. They got to figure out something, and pretty quickly here. No doubt about it. And when we look at that sideline, I'm sure you're observing the same thing I am. I don't like the body language at all. They look like they're in a state of stunned disbelief. So to me, we always talk about someone stepping up and making a big play. I think it would behoove them if multiple guys step up and make big plays right now. They need something positive to happen, and they need for it to happen now. So 1st and 10 now from the 30. To throw here, Dalton. And he rifles one incomplete. Looking for Michael Mayer on the play. And that'll bring up 2nd down. You talk about this Seahawk defense. They are the 22nd ranked unit against the run in the NFL. Under heavy pressure, and down goes Dalton on the sack. Multiple players combined for their team's first sack of the game. Going to need a crafty play call here. 14 yards is what they need to try to convert this thing. Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. And incomplete. They tried to drop it off, but he couldn't hold on.
Every offense tells you they want to come out and start fast. That's not unusual at all. But this group, they've yet to get much rolling through their first 2 drives. And it looks like they're going to have to give up the football again after this one.
On 4th down, the punt team is on as this is sent away. Here comes Pettis on the return. 45 yards, that's what the punt goes for. 5 on the return. And it'll be Seahawk football, 1st and 10. They'll throw on 1st down with Hurts. This pass caught by Hamler. And he'll be taken down right away up near midfield at the 47. That play going for 16 yards to start the drive, 1st down. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing, playing against a good quarterback like he is, to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Off the play fake, here's Hurts. That's going to be knocked away and incomplete.
Haven't met a corner that's worth his salt yet that ever admits to worrying about man coverage. How about the play there, breaking that pass up?
Hurts. Able to find the open man. That's complete. And they'll wind up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. But forget the run on 3rd and 1. They shock the D and rip off a pretty big play.
But one of the ways the quarterbacks keep all the receivers alive in a play, never lock in on any one guy. Make sure you keep your eyes moving, scan the field. And here he finds the open guy for a nice pickup.
So from inside the 20, here's 1st and 10 at the 18. Throwing is Hurts. He's got Smith here. Only able to gain a couple there, and that's going to bring up 2nd down.
2 yards on the pickup. It's 2nd and 8 at the 16-yard line.
Back to throw again. He'll get that complete to Parkinson. And the Seahawks are going to be set up with a 1st and goal on a pass play that moves them all the way down to the 1.
Not quite enough to get into the end zone, but what a nice play there. He makes the catch, tries to turn upfield and get to the pylon, but doesn't quite get there. But they're going to be set up with a 1st and goal from very short range.
And he is going to lose yardage here. It'll go as a loss on the play. Not what you need down here. It's going to be 2nd and goal. Heck of a play there to get to him quickly and get him down for a loss.
I think they did a really nice job getting ready for this game, scouting, watching film.
And he is in for the Seattle touchdown. Nick Chubb with his 2nd touchdown of the game and 5th on the year. And the Seahawks take a 3-touchdown lead. Boy, still in the 1st quarter, and look out. I mean, they are on pace for over 80 points in this game. I don't know that they'll get there, CD, but this has been impressive to watch so far.
That certainly would be history in the making, wouldn't it, partner? I'm glad we're here to actually watch and see if it actually happens, although, like you, I have my doubts, but they are firmly in control of this game.
And he'll be stopped up at the 25. And the Titans getting set to go. You know, in our research packet this week, prepping for the game, so many articles from the local beat writer about the offensive struggles of this team and what will they do this offseason. What do you think they'll do?
Well, number one, they'll turn to their self-scouting report. And every team that's any good does this. They have outside groups, check out their team, scout them, and tell you who can play, who can't play, and reasons why. Some of it may just be health. They have to get some guys healthy and back out on the field. But overall, evaluate this squad and make the changes that you need to.
The numbers for Mixon last week: 16 carries, 94 yards, and a score.
And a rushing title's definitely within sight. So the excitement on the offensive side of the football, I mean, they're bouncing off the walls wanting to get out there. But they also understand that they're going to face some really stacked defenses down the stretch because they don't want it to happen at their expense.
1st and 10 at the 36.
On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He finds his running back, Mixon, and able to get this one across the 45 before he's brought down.
That's good for a Tennessee Titan. First and 10.
Dalton sets up play action. He'll get this into the hands of Ayuk. And taking it across midfield and inside the 45. So from Seahawk territory now, it's first and 10 at the 43. Dalton with a give here to Mixon. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up second and 11.
Part of their struggles last week was getting these negative plays on first and second down. That's something they have to be wary of as this game continues.
Back to Mixon on second down. And a good job of finding the open space to run as he's down close to the 30 here. First down, Titans, gain of 12. 21-0 our score after one. Ready for the second quarter from Tennessee, and it's the homestanding Titans in possession. This offense finding its legs now. Here's another first and 10. Throwing, Dalton. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. They dial up the corner blitz that time, and it delivers to the tune of a 9-yard loss.
This offensive line has struggled. In fact, when we sat down with the coach, he said it's been in tatters lately. They allowed 6 sacks in their last game. Just gave up another one right there.
And tatters, so it sounds a little bit like this right now?
Exactly. It's like that paper being ripped. And right now, they've got to find a way to get it back together.
Throwing on second and long. Dalton. This one to Bourne, and he's got it. And that'll wind up moving the chains again as the tackle's going to be made at the Seahawks 14. A first down there on a pickup of 25. Dalton operating in the red zone now. Looking end zone, but it's incomplete. So another incompletion there. He's hitting on fewer than half his pass attempts in this one, and that is not a winning formula.
Yeah, so let's make sure we give a little bit of credit to the defense here. They've given him a lot to think about, a lot of different looks, and he seems a little bit confused trying to complete passes.
And now they're inside the 10 as he's brought down at the 9. This now a 3rd and 4. Dalton now to pass. And he's going to go down. Sacked right around the 17. Multiple players getting home there for an 8-yard loss. He continues, Charles, to be under constant pressure. These sacks, they're starting to pile up.
And if they want to have a realistic chance in this one, they've got to change their blocking assignments. They've got to do a better job to keep him upright. If he's going to be on the deck constantly, they've got no chance to win this game.
The kick by Fairbairn is good. And the deficit drops now from 21 down to 18. So, Charles, they are on the board after that kick. So 3 drives, 3 points. Obviously not the start that you were hoping for, but they're able to erase that 0 off the scoreboard.
Yeah, I guess what you're saying is a point a drive is not what offenses are striving for by any stretch. They're happy they've got 3 now. They hope that that unlocks their offense for bigger points down the road.
The Seattle offense now set to come back out on the field. Right now, everything they touch turns to gold. This is their 4th possession. Touchdowns on their first 3 possessions. I mean, this defense, they can't seem to stop them. It's like they're on skates.
Great analogy, Brandon, because they are pushing them back and winning everything at the line of scrimmage. They've just been laying down tracks towards the opposite end zone. So to themselves, all they're saying is, if we don't make a mistake, there's no way they can stop us.
Second down, here's Jalen Hurts. He's going to drop this one down for Chubb. And they're able to get this one across the 35. First down, Seattle on a pickup of 13.
First down, Seattle.
He'll look to throw. Buying time to his left. And he works his way past the line of scrimmage and then slides to a halt. He'll wind up getting right about 4 there on the scramble, and it's second down. From the gun, it's a give to Chubb. And not much there at all. Maybe a yard up to the 43. During that run, an injury here. We got one of those big blockers in some discomfort. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. From the gun, it's Hurts. And the throw there going to be incomplete. The Seahawks will call on Michael Dixon on 4th down to punt this one away. He was called on 3 times in the win last week as his first one here's away. And that hits at the 6 and carries into the end zone for a touchback. The Titan offense now working their way back onto the field. And this, let's face it, an important drive if they're going to get back into this ballgame.
Think about going into the locker room down 21-10 as opposed to 21-3. 21-10, a little more optimism, a little more bounce around the locker room, a little more discussion about how they're going to finish this thing off. 21-3, I think discouragement clouds that locker room.
Yeah, and I think a touchdown much bigger than a field goal on this drive just to get into the end zone and get that momentum. Now Dalton. A short throw, and that's hauled in by Mayer. That's good. The completion there for 7 yards. And now 3rd down and 6 to go. They are in need of 6 yards here if they hope to move the chains. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down. Loss of 10 as multiple defenders get to him. Well, last game he had 2 sacks. Got another one here picked up right where he left off.
Brandon, he spent the entire offseason working on new moves, new techniques, trying to add to his arsenal of pass rush moves. Certainly paying dividends in what we've seen so far.
4th down, so Jake Camarda is out there. On the return is Pettis. Following the punt return here, there's someone shaken up. And not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10, right at the 50-yard line. And Chubb will try the middle here. And there just continues to be nowhere to run. He's bottled up again at the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10. Throwing from the gun, it's Hurts. Open receiver, that's Hayden Hurst, the tight end. And he's able to get this to the 40-yard line before he's out of bounds.
And the Seahawks 1st down.
On 1st down, Hurts. Smith catches left side. And he gets this down inside the 35 before going out of bounds. Here's a 2nd and 3 now from the 33.
A 7-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 3.
Up the middle, it's Chubb. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. It'll be a loss of a yard, and that's going to lead to a 3rd and 4 coming up.
And that's what I'd like to see out of this defense, a little fire, a little toughness. It hasn't been the best first half for them, but they did do a nice job there, forcing a loss on that play.
Now throwing on 3rd down there, but he cannot connect.
Oftentimes when you're losing a game and the team's still throwing with this kind of a lead, you start playing a little more physically. And they took that opportunity right there to be extremely physical and force that incompletion.
And his kick is right there. It's good. And the lead up to 3 touchdowns now. It's 24-3. The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the field, and we are ready to rock. Taken at the goal line. And they will wrangle him down a couple yards shy of the 30. Tennessee offense making their way out onto the field as you take a look at the playoff race in the AFC. They're down 3 touchdowns to this point, needing to put something together as they have it 1st and 10. Now, meanwhile, a pass that should have been intercepted, but it winds up falling incomplete. So now they'll come up on 2nd and 10, once again from the 28. So Dalton now. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
Zone coverage there, and they were playing deep. That makes it obviously a little bit harder to run by guys. And that time, there was not much of a window to get the ball in there, and it winds up incomplete.
No gain there on the play, and that's going to leave him with a 4th down.
He may be a bit undersized compared to the modern-day NFL defensive tackle, but what he lacks in size, he definitely makes up for in his ability to make tackles in the run game as well.
Jake Camarda sent on now to punt this away. This is fielded at the 27. That'll go as a punt of 42, 7 on the return. And they will take over 1st and 10. From the 34 now, here's 1st and 10. And he slips up past the 45 before being tackled. A gain of 11 to kick off the drive, and it's a quick 1st down. 3-4 defense, and that O-line really dominated the D-line on that play.
And think of it this way. With a 3-4, you have a natural bubble over each guard because those guys don't have defenders over them. Oftentimes, if you want to run up the middle, they can get upfield and get on the linebackers right now, and that gives the running back a heck of a chance to get into the secondary.
And he's going to get this all the way down inside the 35. A good pickup there of 20 yards. So operating from Tennessee territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 34. Hurts sets up to throw it. Able to find Gray here. And he gets this one inside the 15, just a yard or two shy of the 10. 23 yards, the final tally.
Good strong throw and catch right there. And so far in this game, the alleys have been open for them to get completions, and they're taking advantage of it.
Now a 1st and 10 at the 11. Handoff comes to Chubb. And he'll be taken down after a short gain as that takes us to the 2-minute warning. 2nd down. Here's Hurts. And he's got it. Caught in the end zone for the Seahawk touchdown. K.J. Hamler, a 9-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks are able to widen their lead here in this 1st half. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Just like they drew it up in their playbook and reiterated on the sidelines, right? Perfect route, a good throw, and the defense, they had no answer for that right there.
Extra point up and good by Dicker. And the route is on here in this 1st half. This taken in at the goal line. And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line, so the same result, and he opted for the touchback. Time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. Well, always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. Tennessee offense about set and ready to go. And Charles, a very uninspired effort. The last time we saw them out there was a quick 3-and-out, then they punted the football.
Yeah, and you never want to get stopped so soundly during a series, but what would be even worse now is letting it happen again right here. They've got to get going.
Passing again. Dalton on 2nd and 10. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. And he's going to get a good gain of 9 here up to the 34. They're going to need to get up and set in a hurry. Work in the middle of the field, and he's got a man complete. And he will have a Titans 1st down as they're able to convert on 3rd and short yardage with a gain of 4. Caught by Mayer. And he'll work it across midfield inside the 45. The Titans efficient passing on this drive. There's another 1st down. Dalton on the draw to Mixon. The Titans going to use the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with just over 40 seconds to go in the 1st half. Back to Mixon on 2nd down. And he's able to break out of 1 tackle, but then quickly brought down. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. They look to throw on third with Dalton. Pressure comes. He's taken down by the Seahawks defense. It'll be a loss of 8 on the sack, and it's going to lead him to 4th down. Well, Charles, this has been something to watch so far. This is where you really feel for a quarterback. He's been running for his life in this first half.
Brandon, that's 5 sacks already, so you know he's got to be saying, can we get some more guys in here to block, please? Because if we don't, we're going to need another quarterback.
Here's Jake Camarda now. And this is going to be ruled out, I think, just inside the 20. Yes, it will. Side judge calls it at the 19-yard line. So we've reached halftime here. Let's throw in a broadcaster cliche, shall we? Both teams looking for a gift on Christmas Eve. As we'll send you down to Orlando, we check in with Jonathan Coachman for our EA Sports Halftime Report. All right, we'll bypass the halftime show in favor of returning to this late season game with the teams coming back from the locker rooms here a bit early. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Titans getting set to go here to begin the third quarter. CD, they certainly know the hole that they face as they begin the second half. They have to do what precious few teams have done in NFL history, and that's try to come back from a 4-possession deficit.
And, partner, you know as that team gathers, they're saying to each other, you never say never, right? Because if you're on an NFL roster, that's how you have to think. You can always come back and win a ball game. And let's face it, we saw a certain Super Bowl, a 25-point lead late, that wasn't enough to put someone away. But that being said, this task is near impossible. Let's face it. And bottom line is, it officially becomes impossible if this possession is an empty one.
Mixon with a first down carry. A nice little juke. And the result here, a pickup of 8. Leaves him with 2 to go on second down. From the 43, here's second down and 2. It's Mixon on the counter. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. Play action here with Dalton. Can't get away, and he's taken down. Kerry Hyder flying in and laying the lumber defensively. Well, collectively as a defense, Charles, I think if you get 4 sacks a game, you're feeling really good. Now they have 6 as a unit.
And that type of a number, it's just staggering because there's so many ways to try and counteract it. But in this case, they've got no answers for this unrelenting pressure coming at their quarterback.
On second down, here's Mixon. Breaks a tackle. And able to use his stiff arm for a little bit of leverage before he's taken down. A pretty good gain. And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
This is certainly a team that has proven it likes to target its backs through the air, and defensively, they were aware of that and certainly were prepared on that throw.
And this one is no good. He missed it. And they will remain well behind.
Well, Brandon, anything beyond 50, you start rolling the dice a bit. And once you get up around 57, 58 yards, the chances of making it go down dramatically. And sure enough, this one winds up no good.
Well, there's a big play waiting to happen. Receiver K.J. Hamler as the offense returns to the field. Pretty good game for him so far. I guess he's still got time here to make this a great game, but so far he's been solid.
I like where you're going with that because it has been pretty good, but there's always that hint that things can really escalate for him. And right now they feel like they're somewhat keeping him in check, but he has found the end zone once. But, boy, he can explode at any moment.
Yeah, and when you hit that end zone once, you want to find it again, don't you?
Yes, you do.
Makes you hungrier.
You get greedy in a good way.
And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Now they're going to be dealing with a 3rd and 7. Is that one officially a loss of 1? When this offense gathers to watch the tape, they're going to like a lot of what they saw. They put up big numbers, but they might fast forward through that last play.
Oh, there won't be any fast forwarding, partner. I've sat in those sessions before. You end up spending more time on the bad plays than you do on the good ones. It's just the nature of coaches. But I know sitting in that room, when you've had a big game, the night that they've had, you don't want to hear that. You just want to focus on the good stuff.
Now here's Michael Dixon. He'll boot it away from about his 35. This is away, but boy, headed straight for the sidelines. And the punt over the side in the air, and the spot will be inside the 35. The Titans now just about ready to take over. Well, we haven't exactly been treated to a nail-biter in this one, CD, and if they cannot score here, this one's pretty much all but over.
Are you saying that you feel like people are starting to think about getting out of here, maybe beating the traffic in order to get home or to their final destination?
Yeah, I don't think there's a whole lot of reason to hang around, especially if they can't score here.
Yeah, you're right about that, because it has been pretty clear who the better team has been in this one. And in a league that we talk about every game being a one-score game as we go into it, watching this blowout, let's just say it's been unusual.
34 yards to gain that time, another first down.
First and 10 at the 19-yard line.
From the gun, a give to Mixon. He'll get forward for 3 down to the 16-yard line. Just not a whole lot of room to operate there on that carry.
No, not at all. They did a really nice job staying in their proper places and not allowing any lanes to open up.
A second down pass play there, but it's incomplete.
We're going to give out a little applause on that play. It has to go to the defense. More good work by them. They've taken away the passing lanes all game long, and you can see the frustration that it's causing because he just about threw that one into the first row.
Meanwhile, on 3rd down, they take a shot at the end zone, but it's incomplete.
Whether that's a little grabbing, a little hand fighting, by any means necessary on 3rd down, he was able to get the job done in the secondary and swat that one away.
The kick by Fairbairn is good, and that drops a deficit from 28 to 25. I'm kind of surprised by that they kicked the field goal. I guess you get some points, but this deficit 3rd quarter, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't either. Yeah, I'm with you on that one. When you're down that much, kicking a field goal, does it feel a little bit maybe waving the white flag and just want to get out of here? Yeah, I think you got to go ahead and try and get some bigger points on the board.
And not much happening on the return as he'll get this to about the 23. On 1st and 10, it's Hurts. And his throw here's incomplete.
But plain and simple, that's the second time today that he's dropped a pass.
And that one, I think, maybe even a little easier than the earlier one that he dropped. Surprising.
Was this game announced as a night game prior to, and maybe his rhythm is just off? He's got thrown off. He's got to wake up, enjoy the sunshine, and go play.
5 yards. Now it's 3rd and 5. They'll need 5 on this play to move the sticks. Here's Hurts to throw. And he fumbled it. It's on the ground. It's picked up by the Titans. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line. We know he's got the speed to get downfield, Charles, but there's the negative side. A little loose with the football that time.
And that's normal, especially when you have his type of talents, because you feel like you're into the open field and maybe you don't feel the people who are around you or closing in. All quarterbacks have to do extra ball security drills with the way the game's played now, because defenses, they attack the football as much as they attack the runner.
So they'll come up 1st and 10 now from the 33. All right, let's see what Dalton can do after the fumble recovery. Throw out wide is incomplete.
These are the situations that really test the defense, those sudden changes. They're already inside field goal range to start the possession. Their goal now, keep it to a long kick, if indeed they end up trying one.
Another throw on 2nd down, and this one incomplete as well.
Just what they need, a lecture from me, but subpar offense is what helped get them into this spot. And now they're continuing the trend with incompletions. That won't get them out of it if they don't change something soon.
He lets this one fly toward the back of the end zone. And unable to connect. Incomplete. I'll give them credit. They took their shot, but it's going to bring up 4th down. Now Kaimi Fairbairn for the field goal try. They'll put it down right at the 40, so call this a 50-yard attempt. Fairbairn able to put this one through. And they're back within 3 scores as it's now a 22-point game. So the defense are able to force their first turnover of the game, and then they add on to that by getting the field goal.
And you don't just want to take the ball away from your opponent, partner. You want to make them hurt as well. And if you don't score yourself on defense, turn it over to your offense and have them put points on the board.
And good coverage there on special teams as they'll get him down shy of the 20. The Seattle now ready to march onto the field. And last time they coughed it up, led to a field goal. They're fortunate that it only led to a field goal, but still, they're not happy about it.
Could you sense the relief, though, when they only gave up the field goal and they were able to trot back out on the field and start this drive? A little more pep in their step because it didn't cost their team a touchdown, but they know they've got to do it a lot better than they did on the last possession.
The coach will just be relieved, though, if they recoup with a score here, right?
I think the coach would be ecstatic to see them pick themselves back up and now take it downfield and punch in the end zone without turning it over.
And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. A gain of 32 that time.
When they've needed a play this year, he's certainly been the guy to deliver it. As this season has gone on, he's been awfully consistent and sometimes spectacular.
So the line of scrimmage moves all the way across the 50 now as they come up 1st and 10. Throwing is Hurts. Throwing quickly there, but it's incomplete. Not his best throw there, but where we sit right now in the 3rd quarter, he's had a pretty good game throwing the football.
He certainly has, and it's not exactly at the point where we're doing 4-minute offense yet, but they've got to think about, I'm not going to say milking the clock.
And going for Hamler, but this is intercepted. And they will finally get him, but not until he's all the way down inside the 15-yard line. Well, still down quite a bit here, several scores, but yeah, at least that's a start, Charles, getting the interception here. And look, we're still in the 3rd quarter, so this thing not done yet.
You're right about that, Brandon. This defense, they haven't quit on this game. They stayed with it and got an interception and handed the ball back to their offense. And what you wonder about is the team that just threw that interception, they've got to be careful about developing a sense of complacency and thinking this game is over.
From down at the 12, it's 1st and 10. They'll try to get the run game going. This is Mixon. And he will score. Touchdown, Titans. Joe Mixon, a 12-yard touchdown run. And the Titans take the forced turnover on defense and convert it into 6 points.
And they can thank their defense for this one. They were set up with a short field following the turnover, but they took care of business as well, working their way down and finishing with a strong run into the end zone for their first touchdown of the game. I have to admit, I love the excitement of the 2-point try. You know, to see what's going to happen, and it happens pretty quickly, doesn't it? You get an answer, and in this case, it was unsuccessful for the guys trying it.
Completely unrelated. I just realized that I stole both of your pins in this last half of the game. My bad, partner.
Hey, that's okay. Well, and just in the time they went for 2.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. And this will be a touchback, so they'll bring it out to the 25. And the Seahawks get ready to trot out on the field. Not an ideal way to end their previous drive. They threw the interception, Charles, after they had built up some momentum. They were moving the football, but something to at least build on for this offense as they run back out here.
Yeah, you're right about that. Up until that last play, everything was working pretty well for this offense, gaining chunks of yardage, getting first downs, really making a push for the end zone, and looked like they had a nice rhythm going. Now you got to have a short memory here. Don't focus on the interception. Focus on what came before it and get back to it.
And he'll be upended at the 28-yard line. Just a 3-yard gain there. Hurts. He's going to float this one deep right side. It's caught at the 10. And all the way in. Touchdown, Seattle. Danny Gray with his second touchdown of the afternoon. And the Seahawks add 6 to their lead.
In order to lead in a game, you're going to get plenty of contributors, but that's his second touchdown catch of this game. He's one of the key guys in this one.
And you better believe he'll be looking for the hat trick here as this one continues to go. Dicker down to tack on the extra point. And he's been a busy man, 5 for 5 now as he knocks another one through to extend the lead. So a 75-yard scoring drive on just 3 plays. And the drive culminated with the Danny Gray touchdown. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Titans set and ready to go on offense. Right now, Charles, it just feels like they're trying to keep pace. They did score the touchdown last time out, but they still trail by double digits here. We'll see if this offense is once again up to the task.
Yeah, and I think that after the last drive, they've got to be pretty revved up, don't you think? Everything they were doing was working pretty well. They go back out there with the same mindset, play at the same tempo and the same pace. Still a lot of time left to make something happen in this one.
Still a few inches short of a first down as they come up now on second down. Again, it's Mixon. Only a gain of a yard, but that's all they needed.
And Brandon, you know that expression? He just does what he does. It sounds trite, doesn't it? But in this case, it's perfectly apt. This is one of the better runners in the NFL. And all he does is just find avenues, find ways to pick up key first downs and big runs.
2 yards on the carry there. It'll be second down.
Brings up second and 8.
In motion left goes Cooks. Here's a fake on the jet sweep and a run up the middle with Mixon. And strong running there as he's across midfield and down to the 49. And even 100 yards rushing now for the NFL leader coming into this ball game. And now to the air, Dalton. Into the hands of Hendershot. And he goes down, but not before getting this inside the 25. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Inside handoff to Mixon. And all the way down inside the 5 to the 4. Add the gain here to the previous play, and it's better than 40 yards total. A lot of running backs, a little bit of a disadvantage when you start talking MVP. Might not be the case this year. You think he's got a shot, don't you?
I do. I think he's got more than a shot, but what he's going to need here down the stretch this late in the season, he needs that big.
And he will fight his way into the end zone for a touchdown. Joe Mixon with now his second touchdown of this third quarter. And the Titans are able to cut into this deficit here in the final minute of the third. Some good running there at the end of the drive. He had the burst that set up the 1st and goal, and then one play later, he's in the end zone.
Brandon, what I liked about that sequence is I'm not sure who made the play call, but they understood the situation, understood the momentum. A nice hard-charging run, give it right back to him, and let him cap things off. But they couldn't be happy that they were having to stop a 2-point conversion because that means they gave up a touchdown. But a little solace there. You saw some good gang tackling, stacking him up before he can get to the end zone.
We talk about offensive units putting in more 2-point period sessions in practice. Defensively, do you do the same?
Absolutely. You have to, because you never know how aggressive these offenses are going to be in games nowadays.
So after the touchdown, here's Fairbairn now to kick it away. Look at this, middle of the field, a breakaway. One man to beat. And he will score. Touchdown, Seahawks. It's been a back-and-forth game, a lot of points on the board, and that return right there kind of indicative of how this thing's gone.
Yeah, you've seen both teams go at it, and as you just pointed out, both of them have found the end zone. But just like in boxing, you know the blow that hurts the most? The one you didn't see coming, and that often is the case when it comes in special teams.
So let's try this again. After the kick return TD, here's yet another kickoff. And we will not see an attempt to match that return touchdown, as this will be a touchback and bring it out to the 25. Joe Mixon and the rest of his offense making their way back onto the field. So a 6-carry drive the last go-around, touchdown on the end of it. We'll see if they can duplicate that here.
I think that they would like to. I know every runner that we've ever met would love to carry the ball more and more and more. In fact, we keep a ball in the booth just for demonstration purposes.
You're holding it right now.
I'm going to give it to you. Is it heavy? Is it that heavy?
No, it's pretty light.
It's pretty light, right? So keep giving it to him and let him do his work. It's not going to slow him down.
If it's light for me, it's definitely light for him. 1 quarter remains here in Week 16. You're watching the NFL on EA Sports. Back now here on EA Sports. A lot of folks starting to make their way to the parking lot. Their guys trail big here to begin quarter number 4. Here's Dalton. And that's complete to Cooks. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down. Dalton here from the gun.
That one almost intercepted, but it's incomplete. Not a good throw there, and it'll be second down.
Here's Dalton.
Got a man, that's Ayuk.
And he'll be taken down, but not before he gets into enemy territory. So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10 at the 49-yard line. Throwing, Dalton. Oh, he dropped it. And that's pretty indicative of the way this one's gone. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And again, Andy Dalton to throw.
This goes out wide for Mixon.
They get 6. That'll leave them with 3rd and 4. You got the big lead defensively. Willing to give them that underneath stuff, right?
And this is why you work on your tackling. Tackle them after the catch, inbounds, keep the clock running. Just go ahead and bleed the game out that way.
And he will have a Titans first down by about a yard as they find a way to convert there on 3rd down and 5.
Dalton, 1st and 10. And the Seahawk defense gets to him, and they bring him down.
It was Melvin Ingram that time who shot in to bring him down.
This offensive line flat out cannot handle this pass rush. We've seen it demonstrated time and time again to the tune of 7 sacks in this game thus far.
So after the sack, a scenario you certainly don't work on too often. 2nd and 24. And Dalton to throw.
This ball tipped, and it's going to be incomplete. Fortunate maybe to get that back. It's 3rd down.
The Titans on 3rd down. They've converted just twice and have had plenty of opportunities. This will be 3rd and forever. Got the connection here to Bourne. Just a gain of a couple there. And that'll bring up 4th down. Did they maybe play that too safely on 3rd down? I know you don't want to just throw a ball blindly downfield, but that didn't help them a whole lot.
I think they probably said if it's open, take the shot. If not, get something safe because we do have 4th down to try and pick it up.
Now they go for it on 4th, but this one is going to wind up incomplete. The Titans try it, but ultimately they fail on 4th down. And this defense will take over right near midfield at the 49-yard line. And out now come the Seahawks. been a very strong performance for them, really, on both sides of the football. The turnover on downs, the most recent example, and now, obviously, they're in a great spot here.
Yeah, if you're over on the bench right now, you're shaking hands with your teammate, you're hugging him, give him a little dap. Been a big performance for them. Now you just don't get careless. Take care of the ball on the way out.
Second down, here's Chubb again. And he is going to get this close to the first down markers. He's brought down at the Titans' 43-yard line. 58 yards rushing for him now with a couple of touchdown runs to boot. They need 2. Here's third down. They'll run for it. Here's Chubb. And he's got the first before he's brought down at the 39-yard line. A gain of 4 that time as the drive continues. So from the 39 now, they'll come up on a 1st and 10. And he is met in his tracks behind the line of scrimmage. Tremaine Edmonds, the linebacker, was the one disrupting there defensively.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game against them, but tally that one on the side of the defense.
Do you think maybe, possibly, it could be a little bit of a changer for them? Maybe not a game changer, but a little bit of a momentum one that maybe they can string together some pretty good plays and slow them down.
Now a second down throw for the end zone, but it's incomplete. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on third down. Chubb will get the call running left. And a good job defensively. They stopped him short of the first at the 32. 9 yards on the carry there, but it'll be fourth down now.
Well, partner, I know this type of running back. I mean, this size, this intensity usually gets better as the game goes on. I just tell you from experience, the first few quarters, oh, you're eager. You come running up there, I'm going to tackle this guy. By the fourth quarter, you're coming up and thinking about it.
And D-line wearing down fourth quarter. Yeah, that's not a guy they want to see consistently. And his kick here is good. And that will extend their lead even further. Maybe a little fortunate there. That was leaking a little, maybe leaking a lot, but he got it.
Yeah, he actually was able to make it work. How about the body language, though, right? As he watched that ball leak to the right, trying to bring it back in, and had just enough to get it done.
Here's Tennessee ready to begin this drive offensively. It's now appearing that this losing streak is going to continue. You know, the coaching staff was confident that this was going to be the game to stem the tide, but that just has not been the case. On 1st and 10, here's Andy Dalton. He'll drop this one down to Mixon. And he's upended after a gain of 2 out to the 27. They'll break the huddle, come up on 2nd and 8 at the 27-yard line. Dalton now to pass. They'll set up the screen here to Mixon. Give him 6 on the screen, but now it's third down.
He's had success running the football, and this is more or less an extension of that because they drop it off to him on the screen. And I'll bet he's thinking to himself, if I didn't have to slow up a bit here in traffic, I could have really made something out of that one.
That's caught by Ayuk on the slant. And he will have a Titans first down, and he's going to have it by plenty. Able to get 8 yards there on 3rd and 2. This will be Dalton again. Finding Bourne here over the middle. And just 3 yards on the catch there. He couldn't get away. And it'll be second down. Out of the gun, it's Dalton. And a quick throw here, that's complete. 9 yards to pick up there, and it's a first down.
Well, they've certainly spread the ball around so far, but they're definitely getting everyone involved now when you're throwing it to the fullback. Just shows how versatile this offense is and how...
And nothing but green grass here, middle of the field. And he'll get this one down near the 20-yard line, just shy of the 20. Now Dalton with a 1st and 10. To Mixon on the check down. The time is called. Looks like a member of the Titans in some discomfort out there. But not what you want to see this late in the season. Medical staff is going to check on him, and we'll step aside for a moment. 2nd and 8 coming from the 19. Out of the shotgun, they run with Mixon. And able to break one tackle, but then quickly brought down. But a nice little gain. 138 yards rushing for him now as his sensational afternoon continues.
Just 2 minutes remaining here in the fourth quarter of what has been a one-sided affair. Ninth play coming up here on this drive. This is 3rd and a yard. Despite only needing one, Dalton to throw.
That is caught. And the Titans are going to have a 1st and goal coming up as they find a way to convert there on 3rd and 1.
So Dalton now to the end zone, but it's incomplete. Well, the trials and tribulations of being a quarterback in this league, it's tough. It's got to be wearing on him out there.
Well, he has been sacked a number of times. He had an interception, so I'm going to give him a skosh of credit for hanging in there and trying to make something happen.
And he's going to be dropped back at the 15-yard line. Kerry Hyder able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
You can just see it in their body language. They're starting to see victory on the horizon now, and if it comes to fruition, they got to give a game ball to the front 7. Defensive line has taken charge and controlled this game. Face a challenge of stopping this opposing offense, and they've done so with ease.
3rd and goal, trying to make that scoreboard at least a little more respectable.
A throw there, but that's going to wind up incomplete.
We've seen this quite a few times in this game. Offensive line unable to keep leverage, unable to keep people away, facing a lot of pressure. Fortunate just to get rid of it.
One of the reasons they're down is that inability, though, to stop the pressure. We saw.
All right, rifles one, and that's going to be intercepted. Daxton Hill picks it off. And the Seahawks are going to get the ball back on the turnover. They hold on 4th and goal.
They'll try and wind down some clock with Chubb. Now the ball comes loose.
And now this ball picked up by the offense. But here in the final 2 minutes of the game, this will be blown dead. Only the fumbler can advance the football. So this will go back to the spot of the fumble itself. And now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take a second look at this just to make sure. So that one overturned. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble.
They go with Chubb on 2nd down.
And hold on here, because on that last run, it looks like we have a player who was shaken up. Always unfortunate to see an injury, especially this close to the end of the regular season. We'll step aside. They'll come to the line, needing only 2 yards to gain the first here.
On 3rd down, it's Nick Chubb. And he will have a 1st down at about the 21-yard line. Able to get what they need to keep the drive going with a 6-yard pickup on 3rd down. On 1st down, they'll run with Chubb.
And a short pickup to about the 25.
Call it a gain of 4 on 1st, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on.